Hey guys, so I have another egg video for you. Like I said, this is part two, and this is the short version. So if you want the long, full, live version, feel free to check out the other video. But for this one, it's a quick just, hey, check out what I'm doing and working on. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I was making 4 eggs. One that is a Minecraft themed one, which I'll probably be showing here in a second. Now, I was very upset with this because when I painted it, I had this pearl paint, and I was so hoping it would came out nice, but it just fades the color, so I wound up doing nail polish instead. So that's why I do that quick reveal thing. The second egg I had was a gothy bunny, which you'll see me repainting over here in a second. I wanted to make the gray more shiny, and I had this metallic gun one, so that's the one I'm using. I think it was called like metallic. I don't have it out right now, but anyway. For more information, go ahead and check out the live feed. But yeah, so I'm just painting her, getting her all set up, and then the second egg I was working on was a Digimon egg, which was what people asked for me to do. And then the fourth one, which is the blue one, is Judy Hopps as a princess, and I added Nick Wilde in there because, hey, you know what, they're a pair, and I find it interesting that with this whole thing, I was just chatting for a while about it, but absolutely love doing this one. Unfortunately, as you can tell, Nick does not look right. I'm not very good at drawing guys, so hopefully that doesn't look too crazy and too nuts, but you'll see me hopping. I'll see myself out later. Anyway, so I go from one egg to the next, letting different spots dry. I know this may seem weird just going back and forth, but bear with me. It just makes it a whole lot easier. And let's face it, if it's something I'm going to have to do, it's something you're going to have to do. And it's only fair that, I show those steps, because that's just how it is. I mean, this is technically speaking a DIY, right? So, oh, that was me showing off my speaker for a second. But yeah, so I wanted to get Judy all done and fixated, get all those little colors. The white was taking like forever to stick, but I'm glad that it didn't have to be as difficult as the orange, which you'll see when I do Nick. The orange just did not want to pop against the green or the blue, and it was just so... Nick was just not working with me, which is fine. I mean, let's face it, I don't think he'd work well with a lot of people, but that's okay. I mean, hey, sometimes we have those days where we don't want to work with anybody. So I tried to do an outline of Nick and Judy. I was trying to just do a basic coat. I will probably do the eyes and stuff later in more detail with permanent marker, just because of the fact I'm not that great with paint. I'm more of a marker and pen kind of person. It's just how I am. Here I am working on my Digimon one. I wanted to work on the cover first, the front of the egg. Yeah, there was me showing the pearl again. I just did not like it. I was asking anybody in chat what they'd prefer. Unfortunately, I think at that point everyone dipped out, which is fine. I mean, you got places to be, things to do. So I decided to just go with the nail polish anyway instead of the pearl. I think this is me just going through and talking about my elemental ones I made real fast, saying you can do anything with these, and where I got them, which was the dollar store. I always get most of my supplies at the dollar store, because that way if you mess up, you don't feel like you lost out on it. I think right there I was talking about how I was trying to do the thin lines, it just wasn't working. I went over some of the colors. Okay, Walmart has I don't know if any other place has them, but they have a nice rainbow metallic kind of iridescent color set, and I love the green from there, so I was getting that all set up in some black. I'm almost out of black paint, but I was showing how I use puffy paint packets. When you buy puffy paint that's for fabric, when they run out, don't throw them out, rinse them out, and use acrylic. I cannot stress this enough. You can get some pretty good details with it. That's why I always recommend it. But that's me. It's great for kiddos learning how to paint, so they can have more hand-eye coordination, and it's just easier to draw and do letters and things like that. So I always recommend that for the acrylic paint. But anyway, here I wanted to put that nice layer on top. I figure with the reflective gray I had, this reflective green would be fantastic, and it was. I loved it. I loved it. I cannot stress enough. Absolutely loved it. I mean, don't even get me started. I could go on for hours. Anyway, here I'm, like I said, I'm going from one egg to the next. Once it's dry, I go back to the other egg. So this one I'm getting all the gold for Judy Hopps' outfit. I wanted to do this. She kind of had like a Belle look, but in the live stream I mentioned how if Judy Hopps was a princess, I think she'd be more with Rapunzel. Just because of the fact that Rapunzel is very, sees the best in everyone and tries to fight for that best. And let's face it, Nick Wilde is right up there with Flynn, aka Eugene. I mean, both bad boys becoming good because they never really wanted to be bad, but it was just the easy way out, unfortunately. So I had to do them both as I would see them as a princess and prince, but like I said, he'd probably have more of, I'd say, Eugene's attitude. So that's kind of why I put him in like a very loose top. Here I was going over and trying to make a pink. Like I said, this one was the Digimon egg. If you don't know Digimon, that's okay, understandable. I've been there. If you are a Digimon fan, you could probably make out already what Digimon crest this is. If you don't, it is the crest, I believe, of kindness. And that's based off of one of my favorite Digimon characters. And that is Ken Ichijoji. I love Ken Ichijoji as the Digidestin. I loved Wormon. I will always love Wormon. He's just so wonderful. I probably already mentioned this in my last video, but in case you missed it and you're just wanting to see this part, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the character. Very sweet. I think I was going over how I have one paintbrush and I could not find it for the life of me. I have this thing, like I said, I cannot paint very well with thin lines and stuff. Like, filling in's fine, but doing that little bit of detail is just, it's lost on me. And I actually have a paintbrush. Now, feel free to do this. If you have an old, thin paintbrush that you just can't do anything with, get glue and glue it as a tip, like a pen, like a very sharp point. I will do that for fine details. I could not find mine. I think I eventually did, but at this time I could not find it. I was like so aggravated. But I mean, I have these little hacks. They're so weird and dorky and just, ugh. But anyway, we're getting close to the end of the video. I wanted to get the at least eyes whitened out for the next time I paint, which will be on Friday. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check me out Friday for my live stream. Bye!